Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, MSTY, SMCY, PLTY. So let's get to it. This is the pre-market first, of course. As of 5:16 a.m., which means I'm later than usual. Hit snooze too many times. Whoops. Tesla is up 0.68%. They are at 336.84. Nothing crazy there. Tesla's up 0.78%, 902. Whatever. Nvidia is up 0.58%, 132.57. Nvidia is up 1.06%, 1505. Coin is up 2.32%, 265. Nvidia, by the way, it's ex-dividend date, so is that with the drop? I guess it is. I don't freaking know. Anyway, Coney heads, what do we got? We're up I'm already sweating. Up 2.18%, 889. That's okay. MSTR is up 1.47%, 408.56. MSTY is up 1.38%, 2352. TSLL is up 1.35%, 1426. TNA, what are you doing? You're still red, bro. They are down 0.07%, 2842. It's okay. Bitcoin, holy crap. Bitcoin is up 1.65%. I mean, 110,000. Good God. If it ever goes under 100K again, man, we got to be jumping on top of that. But bit to X is up 3.12%. They're at 59.76. Suxel is up 0.59%, 1709. SIMCY is up 1.1%, 4211. I'm sorry. That was the other SIMCY. That was SMCI. Here's SMCY. They, for the people listening on audio, of course. SMCY is up 1.61%, 2017. PLTY is up 1.24%, 122.07. PLTY is up 1.31%, 61.55. What was the prior close? Again, yeah, it's ex-dividend date for these suckers. And PLTY, man, woo-wee. Actually, I'll show the distributions in a second. UPRO is up 0.27%, 77.77. Interesting. TQQQ is up 0.53%, 68.30. All right? That's the pre-market. Nothing crazy. Just a little green, a little something for you guys. So let's get to the fun. But beforehand, real quick, I'm sure everyone has seen the freaking payments. So just, real quick, I want to show you what I'm not going to go through the weeklies, but Group B, surprise to me was Nvidia. They paid over $1. I really didn't think it would happen. And that's based on their price, right? They're at what, $16.52, they're at $16 range. I just didn't think they'd pay over $1, but they paid $1.62, reflecting as 128% yield. Obviously, PLTY, the big one, $7.04. I had 6.15, but hey, I'm not surprised with PLTY. Again, they could have been anywhere. They could have been 8, they could have been 9, they could have been 6, they could have been 5. Doesn't matter. But in the end, 135% yield for them. And Marrow's showing up. They said, yeah, what's up? They almost had that $2 that I thought. They paid $1.27. They could have done 2. Just make it 2 even. Anyway, they're also over 100% yield. So those were the kind of the highlights from yesterday's announcement. If you, in case you live under a rock and you missed it, all right. So who had trades yesterday? Who didn't have trades yesterday? Right now, I don't know. If we scroll through, there's no TSLY, so that's good, right? Give us a little break on TSLY. Nvidia had trades. Nvidia's in the right spot today, so that's good. Scrolling through. MSTY, of course, they always have trades, but it wasn't that bad. SIMCY had trades, and then PLTY had trades. So first, let's go ahead and just look at MSTY and see what they did, because I don't remember. I did that yesterday, right? So buy to close call All right, so they're closing a call. Why? Let's see. They paid 46 cents. That's why, right? Chump change. So they closed a 452.50 for 46 cents. So obviously it looks like a successful win. And they rolled it down to a 440, and they got 530. How'd they get that massive credit? Well, they moved it to next week. So they're already on the Wednesday moving trades to next week, which kind of tells me that's probably based on this weak ass IV that they have. You know, there's like, you know, we've seen it previously. They're doing Wednesday. Of course, they'll do Friday. Even Thursday, I've seen roll to Friday. But again, if there's nothing there, if there's nothing worth a damn, yeah, that's probably why they did it to 530. All right, what else they got? Buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. Okay, they're just adding new shares to the synthetic and opening up new positions. And then they got buy to close down here, 30 cents, 26 cents. Okay, that's a win, obviously. And then the selling calls for next week, as we saw. All right, so let's go to the MSTY file. MSTY. Here we go, MSTY. How you doing, MSTY? All right, I got a 390 synthetic. Where are we? Yesterday was what day? What was yesterday's date? Yesterday was May 21st. 1,000 contracts. Yeah, they added to the 390. Cool, good stuff. Right. All right. I'll have to expand the rows here. We're getting tight. It's getting close in here. Only 2 more spots. But whatever, man. MSTR showing to be at 402. So obviously, pretty good spot. 30 days till expiration on this sucker. Now, if we go to the next synthetic, no change here. Just chilling with the 420. MSTR obviously below it now, 4% below that, but they got time. All right, so let's go to the Weeklies tab. This is where all of the action happens. How did MSTR do yesterday? Well, they went down 3.41%. MSTY, they only went down 2.48%. So, yeah, buddy. Yeah, man, they only went, they beat it by 1%. So we'll take it. We will take it. All right, so let me zoom out here. Proper zoomage for you, Misty Mafia here. Don't want to upset you. All right. Where the hell are they? All right, here's one. Okay, 2,800 contracts. They closed that sucker 46 cents. That's a win because they got $1 when they opened it. All right. Doesn't look like anything big, but again, that's $151,000 in profit. So mark that checkbox off. Cha-ching. All right, here we go, 2,827, and then 3,000 contracts over here now. They only got 81 cents when they opened those little losers, but they closed them for chump change, 30 cents, 26 cents, and 144,000 profit, win. 165,000 profit, win. So good stuff. And then obviously they got new trades down here. These are the 530s, the new batch for next week. They're just chilling, hanging out. What kind of strikes we got? We got a 440, a 430, and a 435. And single digit out of the money. But again, the IV, man. What's the IV at? 66%. Man, we got to get that thing up. I don't know what's going on, but that IV is weak sauce. All right, so let me show you where we stand via the holdings. Of course, I can't do it on that spreadsheet. There's just too much to look at. All right, so here's where we stand. If I can get it on one sheet here, one page. Here we go. All right, MSTR, again, is at 402.69. For this week, anything within the black font, of course, is for this week. Lowest strike sits at 415. That is 3.06% out of the money with 2 trading days. Not bad. Again, but MSTR, one day they could blow through that, so we know that. But we'll see how things go. Highest strike price, 450.250. That's 12.37% out of the money. I mean, that's a sweet one right there. And then right below it, they got a little buy call, a little butt buddy, little insurance at 450. So that's always good in between. And then in between that, they got a whole bunch of others. They are scattered to do. So again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 12% out of the money. scattered all over the damn place. They are ready. Let's go. Let's go. And then in red down below, these are for next week. Next week is 6, 8, and 9% out of the money. So I don't want to worry about next week, but we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I got to go back to the Weeklies tab and let's finish up here. So we want to look at the outstanding shares. Why is my formula all screwed up? So obviously this one is doing, yeah, we don't want that. Why? Because I did a copy paste yesterday. Well, I probably got to do, no. Copy. And take this, bring it down. Stupid. There you go. Okay. Anyway, now it looks normal. But outstanding shares increased by 1.3 mil, which is only 0.75%, but it seems like a lot. It seems like a huge increase. The moral of the story is MSTY outstanding shares increase every single freaking day. All right, so quick recap. MSTY's at 23.20, pretty nice spot to be. MSTR is at 402.69. 30-day IV sits at 66.3%, weak sauce there. Outstanding shares, 175 mil, 225,000. Total net income, we're almost flipping this sucker into a credit. But unfortunately, it's still a loss, a total net loss, assuming my data is correct, because you never know, screwing shit up all the time. But it's showing a loss of 9 mil, all right? All right. So let's go to this tab. This is where we look at the MSTR funds, some of the competitors, Bitcoin, all that jazz. Bitcoin is currently showing 110,000. We kind of saw that in the pre-market. I actually did not check to see if MSTR bought any Bitcoin, but I doubt they did with the problems they're having now. MSTR went down 3.41% yesterday. We know that. Rough day. They got sued for something, lawsuit, whatever. MSTY went down 2.48%. Not bad. I didn't update this either. Man, oh man. You guys didn't see that yesterday? Come on, wake up. All right, winter. There you, oh, the frickin' period. What are you doing? There you go, buddy. Pain in my ass. All right, winter went up 2.32%. So again, it's kind of working as you would expect. Down day MSTR, up day winter. All right, we'll take it. IMST, they went down 2.44%, which is less than MSTY's 2.48. So IMST for the win. Again, MST is not updating because I don't know why, and I don't really care at this moment. All right, reaction. Yeah, again, I think unfortunately, Bitcoin was flying to the freaking moon yesterday. MSTR lost also, and then MSTR went down. So we could not capture the beautiful upside of Bitcoin as MSTR typically does, because of a stupid lawsuit, but hopefully it's nothing. I don't even know. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. You guys feel free to in the comments or wherever you're at. Anyway, Group D declares in 13 days. Jeez, on June 4th. Not ready for all that, are you? Group D declaration coming up. Oh, boy. All right, synthetic income. Well, it's not much. It's only 58 mil. Deduct the losses from the weeklies of 9 mil. That's a total net income of 49 mil. That's 28 cents per share. Are they going to pay us 28 cents per share? Obviously not. So we have to default to the IV. The IV is 66%, and that would pay $1.18. I keep getting questions. Why are we showing such a low payment? It's not low. It's based on the yield. That's the payment, man. That's what they strive for. You know what I mean? So last payment was so large because the synthetic bank, bro, we cashed out. Look how much they made on the synthetic. That doesn't happen every 4-week cycle. We have to understand that. So these beauty payments, they're not gonna be like that every time. So we gotta, get our expectations a little lower, I think. So yes, right now, you should expect around $1.18. I'm sorry to say that, but that's still a 66% annualized yield. That's just, at least what I'm showing. I don't know what you guys think, but that's still good money. I know you don't want to hear it. Anyway, Misty, how you doing? Well, you're doing all right, man. They got a 390 and a 420. Just chilling. We'll worry about you on 620. We'll see how you go. We got the other trades. We talked about that. We're still sitting at 4 bill. The NAV 23.17. Trade price 23.20. Synthetic is worth about 55 cents on paper. All right, who cares? Synthetic contracts reached 100K. That's cool. Selling calls on about 97% of those. 97,388 have sold covered calls, and then credit call spreads for on top of those. Only 10% of those have covered credit call spreads, buy calls, insurance, whatever, butt buddy, all that jazz. All right, so that is MSTY. That's the MSTY holdings. We can look at IMST, which is kind of boring lately. They're not doing nothing. They got a synthetic 410. That expires 620, so that's fine. And then they got, that is a synthetic. And then they're selling calls for, what's Friday? The freaking 23rd. There's one for Friday at 4:30. Okay, that looks to be okay for this Friday. 6.78% out of the money. And then there's one for the next Friday. That's a 4:30 at 4:35, 6 and 8% out of the money. And then for whatever reason, there's one way out, June 20th, a 4:50. That's 11.75% out of the money. And then you can see the number of contracts over here now. And so that's IMST. The value of it is 53 mil. Okay, 53 mil. MST, your other favorite. Again, this one's got the swappity doodah at the top, just hanging out, doing swaps. That's kind of how they, track the exposure of your boy. And let's see, they're buying calls, some here, but let's look at the sold calls. Expiration dates 5/23. All right. Again, I couldn't freeze the left panes because this stupid merge going on at the bottom, but forgetting that, this is for Friday. Lowest strike 410, 1.82% out of the money. Then everything is, above that, obviously 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8% out of the money. So that's pretty good. So that's a pretty good spot to be in, heading into 2 trading days left. Oh, wait. Crap. Only the top 2 and the bottom. Okay. There's this one here, the 435. That's for next week. That's 8% out of the money for next week. All right. Does this show? No, this doesn't show the value of the fund, so we don't know. And we really don't care, honestly. So that's it. That's the update on MSTY. So let's move on. All right. Who else had trades? Well, if we go to the top, we said TSLY did not have trades. NVIDIA did, but we'll start with TSLY like we usually do. Okay. All right. TSLY yesterday. I'm still trying to think of a TSLY nickname, right? And I can't do it. There's a lot of the ones we wanted. The ones that sound good are mean. I'm trying not to be mean here. So anyway, Tesla went down 2.75%. TSLY went down 2.23%. So again, TSLY beating the underlying. That's okay, whatever. How's their synthetic? Oh, I don't know. I'm sweating my ass off. Let me fix that. There you go. Well, they have a 320 and a 340. Tesla's at 334, so it's just kind of chilling in between. All right, that's fine. Now, what else? What do they got going on for this week? Are they going to win their trades? How is TSLY doing? Right now, they're doing all right. All right. Their lowest strike is 362.50. That's 8.33% out of the money. Highest strike 372.50, 11.32% out of the money. So they are scattered-a-doo. They got 5 strike prices, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 11% out of the money. Good spot, honestly. Great spot to be in with 2 trading days. But as you know, it's Tesla. Anything can happen. All right, the value of TSLY is 1.1 bill if you care. The NAV is 8.95. Same thing with the closing trade price. Synthetic really isn't worth a damn. It's worth about 3 cents per share on paper. 30-day IV of Tesla, 60% IV. Estimate based on that, 42 cents. Income estimate, $1.36, which comes to be about 197% yield. They're part of Group A, and they declare again in 20 days on June 11th, at least per this data. It's still raining here, by the way. It's like a normal thing here. Rain, and more rain, and then more rain, and then more rain. All right, so NVIDIA had trades, so let's go to it. I'm just happy I got my baseball games in, so it's less makeup games for me. All right, what do we got? Buy to close puts. All right, so this is 11,000 contracts. Buy to close put. They're closing out. If you look, the 120 synthetic, all right, they're closing that out. They're making a lot of money, by the way, which is good, but they're not reopening it. So this means people sold out of the fund, a decent amount, I guess, right? Maybe. I don't know. You're selling out before this massive payment. Isn't that why you're in it? But whatever, man. They closed that. They made money on the synthetic. So if we look at the same number, 11,000 here, how much did they win this trade? They paid 40 cents. So it looks like all in all, the forced closure worked out for them. And then I think they did a buy to close call on 10,000. It's squeezed in between. They closed this for 10 cents, which obviously is a win. It's a 142 strike. NVIDIA's at 131. And they opened a new position for 530 next week. That's a 145. 10% out of the money. I like that. That's pretty sweet. But anyway, let's go to the NVIDIA files. Well, that took long. Anyway, NVIDIA, I'm going to finish this freaking bottle. Ugh, bottom of the water bottle. Yuck. NVIDIA went down 1.96%. NVIDIA went down 2.06%. I wonder if this has anything to do with the forced sell-off of the synthetic and all that jazz, right? Maybe, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's really, only, 0.1% difference. But where do we stand? Where do we stand on the synthetic? Well, they have two synthetics, and they both expire July 18th, so they're just chilling. They got nothing. They got nothing but time, baby. But NVIDIA's at 131, which is above both of them, so they are kicking ass on those. Now, the calls, let's see what's left open for this week. Anything in red is for next week, all right? Keep that in mind. So they got 4 strike prices for this week, a 139, a 140, a 141, 142. 5, 6, 6, and 7% out of the money. Are they safe? I don't know. Yeah, we don't know. We don't. All right, the value of NVIDIA, 1.3 bill. Still? All right, let's check out the cash, by the way. Today's X date. Ooh-wee. A lot of cash came out. They in the negative. They got to fix that. All right, the NAV is... Oh, the NAV dropping. Ex-dividend date, 1492. What the hell? All right, closing price yesterday, 1652. Look at the gap, 160, which is around the distribution. Because, again, you want to get a big payment, you got to take a big dip, all right? Dippity-doo-dah, dippity-day. It's X day. Oh, what a wonderful day. Oh, I screwed that up. Anyway, synthetic on paper, 210 per share. 210 per share. That's a beauty. 30-day IV, 51%. IV estimate based on that, 65 cents. Yeah, that sucks. Income estimate, I'll update it soon. Again, we had a new kind of refresh, actually using Monday's date. Monday's trades reflected the new 4-week cycle. So we will track that very soon. But anyway, the next declaration date will be when? June 18th. Okay, are we good? That's NVIDIA. All right, that's a lot, right? A lot of stuff right there. Oh, what did you do to your cone? Nah. See, we got a name for you. CONY heads. Obviously, NVIDIA is NVIDIA nerds, which I'm sure some don't appreciate, but it's a great name, NVIDIA nerd, because you're a nerd if you're into NVIDIA, right? Get it? Anyway, did CONY have trades? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. There's MSTY, and it goes right to SIMCY, your boy SIMCY. All right, let's get back to the cone head party. All right, how did coin do yesterday? Coin went down 0.92%. CONY went down 0.57%. So, okay, just chilling. I'm fine with that. Synthetic wise, they got a 250 that expires next month, 620. Coin is at 258. All right, so it's doing all right. Nothing fantastic, but again, we'll take it. Again, what do we got here? Interesting. No credit call spreads, no buy calls, no insurance, and it's working out so far. So CONY has what? 6? Yeah, man, 6. 6 strike prices. What do you call that? I'll tell you what you call it. Scatter-doo-doo. So for real, they got 265, which is 2.32% out of the money. That's the lowest, okay? Is that in danger? Maybe, maybe not. We got to see. We got to wait. Let time go. Let it go. Let it go. All right, and then the highest strike price is 287.50. That is 11% out of the money. So they are 2, 3, 5, 8, and 10, and 11% out of the money with 2 trading days. Let's see what happens. All right, so what do we got? 523 expiration. Just want to confirm that. What's this? 2 on the bottom, little government fund, little cash. All right, just hanging out. All right, the value of the CONY fund, 1.1 bill. The NAV is 870 trade price, same thing. Synthetic is worth 33 cents per share, which that ain't much, so who cares, right? 30-day IV, 62%. That's of CONY. I mean, coin. That's coin's IV. So CONY's estimate based on that is 42 cents per share. Income estimate is showing to be $1.41. I mean, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Will they pay over $1 for CONY? I mean, don't get your hopes up, right? You gonna get your hopes up? I wouldn't. Anyway, that's a 210% yield if they do. Group C declares next week. 528. Woohoo! Can't wait. Yeehaw! All right, let's move on to the next tab. And we'll go to SIMCY. Sorry, guys, I don't have a good nickname for SIMCY. SIMCY. Let's see. SIMCY. Shimishi. I got nothing. All right, anyway, let's go to the trades. Probably not a good day to even think of SIMCY. I'm too freaking tired. I got to wake my ass up. I should have showered like before this freaking recording. Some days, man, I'm just dead. Buy to close. Okay, they did a buy to close. What does that mean? They're closing their call. They're done, right? Time value expired. They won their trade. 7 cents? I mean, wow. Why? Because it's 22% out of the money. So, yeah, of course, cheapo. Cheap. So, what they do with those 9,000 contracts, they reuse them, right? They created rolling order, chose new expiration. They did not roll it into the same week. They rolled it into the next week, and they chose a $46.50 strike price. That's 11% out of the money. Is that good? Well, yeah, they made you $1 million. $1 million, right? But of course, they had to use some of that cash to buy a little insurance just in case there's a 54. It's going to help you out if needed, right? In case SMCY goes where? Moon. All right, let's see. All right, we're going here. Here we go. SMCI, they went down. Damn, they went down 2.69%. SMCY went down 2.42%. Ooh, what a crappy day. Anyway, synthetic-wise, how you doing? Well, they got a 45. SMCI's at 41, so we're not doing that great. But they expires June 20th. They got time. And not much going on here, but let's try to read and make sense of this. For this week only, 2 trading days, 46.50 strike. That's the lowest. That's 11% out of the money. The highest strike, 49. And only other strike, by the way, 49. 17% out of the money. How do we feel about that? Oh, we feel great. Wonderful. Yippee-ki-yay. Yeah, man. Double digit out of the money. 2 trading days. Don't sing it. Bring it. Give me some flare chops for that one. Woo! That's how we feel about that one. Now, what about the one down below? Well, that's 46.50. That's for next week. All right, we won't talk about that. We'll let it be. Let it be. All right, so what else we got here? Well, the value of SIMCY, if you're wondering, is 163 mil. The NAV is 1987 trade price. Same thing, about 1985, whatever. Synthetic is negative, so we won't talk about that. What we will talk about is the 30-day IV, which is 79%. That's pretty nice, right? Not as great as it has been, but we'll take it. The IV estimate based on that is, you guessed it, 121. Income estimate is bank, bro. This is bank, bro. 575. What? 575. What? 575. What? 376% yield. What? 376% yield. What? 376% freaking yield. Are we getting paid that? No. But we'll get something. We'll get a little something probably. Group D declares when? 13 days away. Is that right? June 4th? I guess it sounds right. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. All right, PLTY. All right, interesting. Hey, PLTY, how you doing? All right, I'm doing all right. All right. Let's go to the trades here. Let's see what PLTY got going on. All right, buy call, sell put. All right, so adding to the 115. Where the hell? 5,200. Where's the rest of it? Oh, it's down here. Okay. All right, so they added to the synthetic 5,200. That's okay, whatever. I want to see what they closed. What did they close? Well, they did a buy to close. My hand hurts from holding the phone. All right, anyway, buy to close, 26 cents, 16 cents. They closed a 136, 135. Way out of the money. Winning that, suckers. And they closed a 134, 13 cents. Winner. Yeah, man, chicken freaking dinner. That's right. And they're selling calls? Yeah, of course they are. Of course they're selling calls into next week with May 30th expiration. And we'll take a look at those numbers on the other sheet. Sound good? Good. Great. Wonderful. All right. PLTY pussy in the house. Yo. All right. Palantir, they went down 4.15%. Wow. A little rough day for them. And PLTY went down 3.61%. Good. Beat the underlying. Show them what's up. Right? Show. Yeah. What's up? You don't mess with the PLTY posse, man. That's a bad move. All right, anyway, synthetic-wise, what do they got? They got a 115. All right, do we care? Whatever. It expires July 18th, so let it be. Like, as we say, right? As we say, let it be. All right, Palantir's at 120. Good spot. All right, lots of trades, man. This thing is looking like Misty. All right, so let's see if we can fit this on one page. Yeah, that's good. Let me get a sip of water. This is the end of this bottle. Ugh. Yeah, that's bad. Let me I got another one, don't worry. Got 2 bottles of water here. All right. What do we got? I don't know, man. I don't know. No, we got 3 strikes for this week, right? If we scroll to the left, you could see the expiration date. It's under various columns. But if you look at security name, you see 523 right there. I'm not going to click it because the thing's going to pop up. And then down below in the red, you see the 5. What is there? 5? Oh, that's just the year, 525. Okay. But if you go, QSIP is really the thing to use. It shows 523, and then in red, 530. All right. Makes sense? Great. Now we can move on. Here we go. All right. Lowest strike price for this week, 131, 8.64% out of the money. And guess what? The other 2 are above that, 133, 134, 10 and 11% out of the money, right? So how do we feel about these? Are we going to win? Woo! I think so, right? What do you think? I feel pretty good. 2 trading days, 8, 10, and 11% out of the money. Yeah, man. All right, what about next week? Well, who cares about next week, right? But next week, they are 5, 6, 8, and 10% out of the money. So kind of scattered-y-do, a little tight, but we'll see, man. This fund, man, it's going to hit a bill. It's just a matter of time. They're already almost at half a bill. They are at 434 mil. The NAV is 60.56. Their trade price closed yesterday is 67.80. Oh my God, it dropped by $7. Help! Well, why do you think, bro? Freaking ex-dividend date. Ex-dividend date. What happens on ex-dividend date? Well, they got to pay us. So where do you think they pay us from? The NAV. Hello, the NAV, the net asset value, the cash, right? The market value total, right? Yeah. So they make the money. It goes into the market value. They pay the money. It comes from the market value, right? The NAV, right? The NAV. Anyway, so whatever. It dropped about the distro. So is this a sale today? If you consider it a sale, sure. Anyway, synthetic, it's worth $333 on paper. So again, they're always looking good on the synthetic side. 30-day IV, 59%. IV estimate based on that. 308, which is what? Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. But Group B, they declare again in 27 days. But hey, this week, enjoy your $7 freaking dollar payment per share. That's insane. That's insanity. It really is. It really is. All right. So again, the group's value, it kind of restarted for Group B. It restarted technically the Monday, as Jay and Scott said during that interview I had with them. It kind of cuts off on the Friday. All right. And then they restart the 4-week on the Monday. I didn't update it because I wanted to show the old value leading up to declaration date. But now we'll do a restart for the new cycle. And obviously you can see NVIDIA is really up to a really good start with 17 million in income. But I'll update that once all of the funds, I typically wait till the Friday because then all the funds are on here. And then the pivot fills up and obviously I fill in the data here and it won't be misaligned. Again, I know you guys don't give a crap about the spreadsheet stuff, but I'm just trying to explain why I didn't give you the income estimate. All right, so that's the update on all of the trades for, well, at least that I cover. And for now, I'm going to go into my options trades. If you care, does anyone care? Do you care? Does anyone give a crap about my options trades? Maybe. One thing I didn't look at is house money, actually. Let me get to that. But yeah, if you're clicking off because you don't like my options trades, it's okay. I won't cry. Maybe I will, but anyway, thank you for watching though. Anyway, so house money, NVIDIA, 155% house money. Phoebe, 76% house money. Again, this is assuming I'm even pulling the right data. Total distro, 31. It goes up to AU. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. R16, that's hidden. So yeah, man, if you're wondering what the hell house money is, NVIDIA launched at $20.01 approximately. They have paid out per share since launch $31. So obviously they paid out more than what they launched at. So you're essentially playing with freaking house money. Once you hit that 100%, once they paid out 20, that's when you say house money, baby, right? And now they're about to double that sucker up. That's why they're at 155%. Soon, 200%. Phoebe's about to hit that 100%, 76%, pretty sweet. Murney even 54%. And then PLTY already, they launched in freaking October of last year. They're at 69%. I mean, do you believe this? That's crazy. That's freaking, they launched at 50. Who bought at 50? Congratulations if you did. All right, let's get to my options, please. Which I don't think there were many, honestly. I don't remember. All right, so again, I invest in, YieldMax funds, obviously. But more importantly, I like to do my own options, all right? Because it's fun. Not because I'm some great options trader, because it's fun. And I think I could do, make a little more income on the side. So why the hell not? Anyway, MSTY. I still got this put. It's chilling, man. It's chilling. It's chilling until next Friday. All right? The price of this strike, this put, is 23. MSTY closed at what? 23.20. So as of right now, I ain't getting my 100 shares. If MSTY closes under 23 by next Friday, I'll get my 100 shares, but I got to pay 23 per share, which I'm okay with. But if MSTY closes above 23 on next Friday, I ain't getting jack. So, but again, I'm okay with either result. I am. I collected $65 for doing this. How much did I yield? 49% on the money. So to me, that's worth it. I don't know about you guys. To me, that is worth it. And I don't know. Should I sell like 2 puts? Should I sell a put a week? Probably not. But again, it's just a thought. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what I did on TSLL though. All right, so yesterday was what, the 21st? I think yesterday Tesla did a dippity doo dah, right? So I said, you know what? I'll sell a put. Why the hell not? And expiration date I chose 5/30, so that's obviously next week. When TSLL, it was at $14.50. I sold a put with a $12 strike price, and that's considered 17% out of the money at the time. All right. So what happened after that? Well, at the close, again, I did this. It was at $14.50. At the close, it closed at $14.07. So now I'm 14% out of the money. Danger. But it doesn't matter. It's all good, bro. All good. The delta on this trade was 0.14. Again, I like to keep that under 20. Again, currently because of, the position of some of these funds. And I don't want to get too much assignment. You guys, TSLL, it's a double leverage fund of Tesla. It could freaking, man, it could tank. And man, it could jump. And so you got to protect yourself with the lower delta plays, man. You got to be way, way, way out of the money if you want to, have a chance of long option plays. You don't want to be forced into something like I'm stuck with, right? Look at my average down here. My average of TSLL. It's 1710, right? Although it's actually catching up now. TSLL is at 14, so it's actually not that bad considering. So again, the longer I kept this wheel open, the better I'm looking. Anyway, I got 22 cents per share on that sucker, and that pays $22, being 100 shares per contract, and that is a 74% yield on the money. So that is why I do options. To me, it's worth it. I'm playing a lot of options. I got a lot of contracts going now on TSLL. I'm not going to go through them all. No need to do that every single day. I will start to talk about it. What the hell is today? Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow morning. And then obviously when I finalize the video, which usually is the Monday recap. If I have time this weekend, I'll do a separate options video. No promises though. Anyway, let's see. TNA. So TNA, I believe they were also down yesterday. I sold a put on them. Expiration date next week, so that's fine. They were at around 29.06. Strike price I got was 26, 10% out of the money. And let's see, it was at what? 29.06. They closed at 28.44, so it's only 8% out of the money at this time. The delta on that trade, same thing, 0.14, pretty good. I got 28 cents per share or $28 for that, and that yielded me about 43%. So yeah, again, I got a lot of trades on TNA. I got 4 puts and 2 calls, and so that's kind of where we stand. Nothing too crazy. For the weekly total for TNA, I have made $91. TSLL, I made much more. How much did I make on them? $158. So if I go to the total for the week, I am at $249. Again, my goal is $400 to $500 a week, at least for now, because this account, it has a job, right? What is the job of this account? The number one job is to make enough money to pay my mortgage, right? How much is my mortgage? $1,261. Okay, right? Pay that off, done. Now, what else after that? Well, you want to make at least double what is leaving the account. So if I'm paying out, if $1,261 is going out of the account the first of every month, I want to double that. I want to be able to reinvest at least that amount. So basically, I want to make around $2,500 per se, right? So we'll see how that ends up at the end of May, and we'll go from there. But obviously, looking at this, plus I do own MSTY, as you know, so I did get a MSTY dividend for that, and we'll see what that comes to. I didn't run the numbers, but it is looking good, so that's what matters. All right, sound good? Great, wonderful. All right, so that's the update on my options plays. Nothing else really, man. You guys didn't have any questions, so it's fine. So I don't know. I don't have anything else. So I'll have to end the video here, right? We have to end the video here. What time is it? Let's see. Does it update? I guess I'll hit refresh. Tesla is up still, 0.53%. It is 6 a.m., so I got to get my ass moving. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, what do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do? I'll try again tomorrow. But some people, man, they're just grouches. You just can't entertain them. They're just miserable people. But I'll still try. I will still try to get something out of you. All right? I'll do it. I'll do it. Do it. Do it. All right, what else? What else? If you enjoy this crazy-ass video, not much singing today. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You know, what do you want me to sing, though, right? If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button, all right? Hit the like button, and then I'll sing Gold Digger. You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town. That day gone me. Oh, can you hear me now? I see. All right, anyway, sorry. I probably woke up the house with that one. But for real, I think that deserved the like. What do you think? Some people are probably going to take their like back after that. We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll see. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. And if they're easy, I'll answer. If they're a mile long, I probably won't answer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And that's it, man. That's it. That is it. That's the update. That's the this. That's the that. That's the other thing. And then. So we are at the end of the video. What does that mean? That means you gotta say the key word. It's keyword time. I know it's corny. It's corny. It's corny. It's corny. But I'm gonna keep going. I gotta come up with a nickname for the TSLY holders. I don't know. I'm at a loss, and I need your help. So today's keyword. If you made it this far in the video, and you want to prove it, you gotta say the key word. Today's keyword is work, right? I'm giving you work. What's the work? What's the nickname for the TSLY holders? Again, we got NVIDIA Nerds, which it's okay, I guess. PLTY Posse, that one's awesome. MSTY Mafia, great. CONY Heads, love it. TSLY Titties. TSLY. I don't know. I have nothing. I got nothing. All right, I'm at a loss. I need your help. Anyway, so we'll work on TSLY, and then of course we'll work on SIMCY after that. But I think I'll end it there. I think that's enough yip yap for one day. So I just wanted to say, guys, thank you for watching, and have a great day. It's Monday number 4. We're almost there. We are almost there. Enjoy your day. Don't work too hard, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You're only a day away.